People think they're green. That's the thing. I'm green. I'm green.
Not really.
Not really. And I put my washing out, right? I'm Scottish. And we used to have, in Scotland,
I'm Scottish too, brother.
We had the old whirligig. Like my mother.
Yep.
You've got a big backyard, you put up the lines, right?
Yep.
You've got a little backyard, you've got the whirligig. And everyone would put their washing out. You'd never use your tumble dryer. If it was, unless it was pouring the rain, the washing's out. Because usually, it's not going to be hot, but it's usually windy. Even if it's overcast, we'll still dry the washing there, or it goes in the radiator, before the tumble dryer there. Yeah. And I was doing some research on that. And then basically what you find out is that if we put our washing out, the amount you use in terms of CO2 emissions in a tumble dryer, or your dryer here, is the equivalent of taking a flight from San Diego to San Francisco and back again.
Wow.
So everyone back home says, well, I can't do anything to help CO2 emissions. Yeah, you can. Every single thing you can do, going back to the old ways of doing it, can reduce your carbon footprint. And I think what we want to do, we are speaking about Bitcoin right now, and it's just like, it's unbelievable.
Oh, exactly. I would have brushed on the fact is that our equity token also backs renewable energy, and renewable energy backs our token as well, and so forth. And the proper utilization can also, since it is fractional interest of ownership of minute fractions of shares, it can also bring out the fact of equity return in dividends, whereas Bitcoin does not.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I think that as well. And then the other thing is, if we make a wind token, Shep, right, and when the solar tokens go live and the wind tokens, and you own a piece of this, your CO2 emissions as an individual now goes down because you own part of this wind farm that's generating renewable energy. But it's just like the terminology of what's happening is just confusing for people right now, And that's why the library that we've created is, we're going to fill this thing with little snippets of information. We're starting to put the renewable energy stuff in there. It's super exciting for people to understand that, the world is going forward in such a way, and people need to realize on an individual level, you can make such a massive difference.
Oh, yeah.
And we can influence people. People think, I can't influence that. We can influence everything.
Oh, yeah. I never realized the one class I took was on basically, economics and so forth, and pollution and everything, on the factor in science of how much carbon footprint each person produces on any given daily basis. And I found out mine's 1.8 people.